Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group, and today is Monday, June 23, 2025. Where do you start? So rather than go into all the headlines and all the events that happened over the weekend, I think one interesting thing would be to try to say, okay, last week, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it might be, you had, the headlines that we have now. What would you do as you position for your investment portfolio? Well, typically you would think I'd be out of the stock market, I'd be buying crude oil, maybe some gold, and just be waiting for the big drop, given all the things that's going on. Well, that would be the wrong strategy, which is surprising, right? The logical thing would be that the market would sell off hard, given the tensions, the attack, possible retaliation, and what would be the next step. But today, the stock market is up. So I'm doing this around midday. We're up. We're off the highs, but again, the market pretty resilient. Interesting. Crude oil is actually down. Last night, when the futures started trading, stocks were a little bit lower. Crude oil was up, about 2%, and now crude is down. Stocks are up. The gold is up a little bit. The dollar is up, and bond yields are actually down. Bond prices up. So how do you explain that? I really don't know. I saw some things out there that potentially, this is a move towards peace with the removal of Iran's nuclear capabilities. I don't know how true or whether that's really what is supporting the market. But I think there's also, perhaps more accurate, is that the options expiration, which was on Friday, we spoke about that last week, and it was so large that the new positions need to be reestablished and balanced out, on various futures and options and delivery of positions and like that. And that might be what's kind of giving a little bit of support to the market. Another thing that's just out there is that 5,900 on the S&P 500, which we're trading around 6,000, is a huge support level by a J.P. Morgan collar and some other positioning by the institutions. So maybe we drift down there this week, which is about 1.5% from here. But again, maybe the market just kind of keeps rolling, going higher too. Last week was interesting. I think it was flat market given Jerome Powell and some of the stuff going on out of that, the options expiration. And so again, flat market. We start stronger this morning, but we got a long way to go for the week. And then next Monday is end of the month and end of the second quarter. This week, Powell is on Washington up at Congress with testimony both Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll be interesting and catch a lot of attention. On the economic front, we've got consumer confidence, durable goods reports coming out later this week, and sometime the first quarter GDP, the final revision. Again, looking in the rearview mirror, but it's out there. Amongst the earnings, the big ones I saw were Nike, Walgreens, FedEx, and Micron, which may influence the market. So again, just a very surprising to me that the markets are so resilient. I mean, it may end up meaning that just the economy is doing okay and that stocks are going to go higher too. But it remains to be seen. Again, I think it's going to be maybe a sideways week given all the Powell stuff and all the news with geopolitical and like that. So we'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Talk to you then. Goodbye.